I moved to a new place not too long ago, and I've had to prove that I'm an American citizen in order to get a driver's license and a job. And what I have that kind of proves that is a passport. My passport, though, is quite older, so it has a F for female on it. However, it does say Forrest as my name. And so I went to get my driver's license, and I was just kind of crossing my fingers that they wouldn't study it too closely. And then I was like, if they ask me about that F on my license, I'll just say, oh, it's a typo. I never even noticed that. That's so weird. Oh, like have a big laugh about it. or maybe tell them I was trans, but I just didn't know what to expect. And what happened was they didn't notice, or they didn't say anything. They didn't kind of bring out the fact that it says male on my old license from my other state, and then female on my passport from my American citizenship. So that went pretty smooth. And then I went to have this job, this part-time job, and these two women, one was being trained. They were going through everything together as I was getting hired, and they're like, now remember to look closely at the passport, make sure it's not expired, make a really good high quality copy. And I was grinding my teeth, like smiling, because I didn't want them to notice or talk about it or make a weird face. I just had this weird phobia, I guess, because it feels vulnerable the first day of work, to talk about the trans thing for me, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it, except that it feels really vulnerable. Just kidding. So I just didn't feel like being vulnerable at that moment. And they hired me, and they kept making a big thing about me being a man. They were like, we are so happy to have a man working in this department, because it's been women for a while, and it's just good to have diversity and all this. And so it just made me extra nervous about coming out. And I didn't want to do it ever. Anyway, so they're doing their copies and just looking at it, and they didn't say anything. And I don't think they noticed that it said F on it, because they made the comment like, oh, look, you look so young in this, as they were handing it back to me. So it's just kind of funny, because it's funny in a couple ways, because this is something that could happen at any time, anywhere. And obviously I have to get a new passport. But what I notice is that people really, if they have the idea that you're a man, that's what they see. And it's happened as I've traveled to other countries pre-T or whatever. I mean, they'll be like, gracias, señor, after looking at my passport. And that's just the scrutiny that you don't get when you're a white man in America or whatever. But part 2 of funny things that have happened recently is I lost my dick. my flaccid penis, the packer, as it's called. One day I was like, where's my dick? And I searched everywhere, and there's not very many places to search. I have a small, simplified life, and I traced my steps, and I was like, oh no, I think I put it in with my laundry. And the unusual situation that led to me losing my dick was, maybe it went in with my laundry, put it in the washing machine, and while I was there that one day, I had this emergency timing issue, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to put my stuff in the dryer. And a man that worked at the laundry was like, hey, I'll put it in the dryer for you, so don't worry about it. So I left, and I returned, and my clothes were in a neat little pile, which is great. However, I imagine that as he was dealing with my clothes, a dick fell on the floor, and he's like, what the? And it lit through his mind, he could have been like, do I put this in with the pile of his clothes, or do I put it in the garbage and we never speak of this? Because how can I assume that's somehow related to that guy, or is that a prank, or what the hell is that? So I just imagined if I was him, what would I do? What would you do if you found a dick in someone's laundry that you didn't know and you just saw one time? Anyway, so that scenario maybe happened, and so now out a few bucks to get a new packer.